COVID-19 infections. Total active cases breached 2,000 as the city tallies more than 100 new cases every day for the past 2 weeks. Joining us now for more, we have our Cebu correspondent Dale Israel live via Zoom from Cebu City. Dale, what else can you tell us?
Ngayong hapon, Sam, acting Cebu City Mayor Michael Rama is asking residents to stay at home as much as possible because the COVID-19 situation here has become very serious. His advisor and Task Force Vaccination Team leader, Dr. Peter Mancao, is saying that the 3 biggest hospitals in Cebu City are now full to the brim. Now, he's referring to Chonghua Hospital, Cebu Doctors University Hospital, and the Perpetual Socor Hospital. Emergency rooms are full, and some of the ambulance providers do not take calls anymore unless you already have a reservation from the hospital. If there are no reservations, the patient needs to stay in the ambulance for 24 hours before getting a space at the emergency room. Now, CNN Philippines visited Chonghua Hospital and saw a queue of at least 7 ambulances coming from the towns as far as Moalboal, Tuburan, Katmon, Danao City, and other areas in Metro Cebu. There are also 3 other private vehicles parked near the emergency room of the hospital entrance, and the private vehicles also have patients inside and are awaiting to be admitted. The patients inside the ambulance are apparently in respiratory distress because they are hooked to oxygen tanks. Those accompanying the patients, even the driver, are in full hazmat suits. Acting Mayor Rama is now asking residents not to wait for stringent government lockdowns and instead urge family members to stay at home now and avoid unnecessary trips. The city government, he said, is hiring 200 nurses for the expansion of isolation beds for COVID patients in both private hospitals and isolation centers. The Cebu City Sports Center will also be converted into an isolation facility for patients with mild symptoms. Cluster clinics in several barangays will also be reactivated for patients with influenza-like symptoms. Container vans from the Public Works Department will also be used as COVID beds and will act as extension of hospitals for moderate and severe patients. That's the latest. Back to you, Sam.
Daghang salamat. Glad to see you, Dale, and stay safe. That's our Cebu correspondent, Dale Israel, reporting. Later, our senior